let's say she was wearing this like gigantic dress that makes her look like a pineapple.
Well,
like this girl that I saw the other night, you know. I was calling her.
Maybe we called her Mrs. Pineapple.
I was calling her Miss Pineapple. I even stored her in my phone as Mrs. Pineapple, and I was like, "So it's cool that you're in here like this." And she was all like, "Oh yeah."
And then, of course, when you call her up, you're like, "What's up, Mrs. Pineapple? Have you fallen from the tree yet?"
That's right.
You're in.
You're in.
She knows exactly who you are.
Look, it's corny, obviously, Mrs. Pineapple, but those inside jokes, yeah, that takes her back to that emotional state.
Brings her into good emotions.
Back into your reality.
That's right. Because you never know what state she's in when you call.
Mm-mm.
You never know.
Her grandfather could have just died.
She could have just gotten done taking a shit.
She could have just broken up with her boyfriend.
That's right.
Or gotten back together. Or the fucking money.
She may have just been laying on her bed, paper macheing, cardboard cutouts of her ex-boyfriend.
Or finger banging herself, thinking about you.
You never know. You never, ever, ever know. Because of this, you want to bring back that emotional state when her emotional state was at its peak.
Right.
It's also a good idea to leave her on that emotional peak.
Leave her on a good peak. And this can be when you're in person and you have to time bridge, or when you're on the phone.
What is a time bridge?
What is a time bridge?
For everyone watching.
Absolutely.
What is a time bridge?
Time bridge is where, let's say you meet her out at a club, and she's there with her friends pre-gaming before a big concert, and she's going to go see some band you totally don't want to go see. You get her number so you can call her after the concert, because you're not going to the concert. You're going to go to a party and sarge 10 more girls. But hey, if it's on, you're going to call her tomorrow. Yeah, how'd the concert go? Miss Pineapple, rocking it.
But also, the time bridge is more meat base.
Well, that's why you're calling.
You say,
That's why you're calling.
You say, hey, look, my friends and I are going to meet out at this bar later.
Yeah.
Why don't you and your friends come along?
Yeah, so after the concert, come meet my friends and I here.
So that bridges your time so that while you are not together, she's either thinking about you or thinking about the time in which you will be together again.
Whereas you're also still generating the party for when she comes back into your frame, your reality.
Also, like we say, there could be many, many things that happen in between the time that you see her and the time that you're not seeing her and the time you're going to see her again. So
right.
it's always a good idea to bring your friends along.
For sure. The more the merrier, especially when you're first hanging out or whatever. That's a great chance for your friends to wing for you and
good friends will do that for you.
Good friends will help you convey the social proof and help you assume the leadership role that she's naturally attracted to.
And she's gonna see that you have good friends. She's gonna see that you have jokes, you have fun, that you're not some creep who's gonna just, not know how to handle her.
Yeah. You're adding value, but you're doing it in a way to where you're being yourself and you're not just doing it for her sake. Like, you're doing what's fun for you. And what not a better way to be yourself, in my opinion.
Sure. You could go out to a movie.
Go see Ice Age.
But what's going to happen during that movie?
Hold hands.
You
try to get the arm around.
Try to finger her. It's not going to work.
Do you really want to finger a girl in the theater?
I'm not going to say that it hasn't worked because, I have fingered a girl in the movie theater.
Yeah, it's a great rush, but that's not where I first want to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
You want to be in a more quiet location where, it's going to be enjoyable for both.
You got the movie guy walking around with a flashlight going,
yeah.
"Hey, you guys, watch it.
Don't finger bang. This is
a kid's movie."
Yeah, why not have her in your den watching a movie?
That's right. Or why not have her in your den doing something fun?
Twister.
Coloring.
Questions game.
That's right.
Awesome game.
Kino touch. Hand massages. Oh, I can't emphasize enough hand massages. Arm massages. Biting, smelling. All that.
Phase shifting, if we know our game.
That would be the lion's mating.
Some of you out there may know it. I would suggest reading the book, The Game, of course, if you haven't heard about it yet.
Of course, it is just a novel.
Just a novel. But
And
some of these terms that we throw around are in the glossary in the back. Another good website.
Well, before we get into websites,
Okay.
let's think about it this way. Don't make the same mistake that I made. The mistake that I
What,
made
being born?
was to go to the forums of Massive and RSD Nation and all these places asking people, what do I do? How do I do this? Don't do that. Don't make that mistake. You know how to do it.
Yeah.
You were born with it, whether you like it or not. Just man up and do it. Walk up to that girl. That is all it is. Walk up to her and be yourself. It's a really good idea to say something along the lines of, "Hey, could I get your take on something real quick?" That real quick will take you a long way.
Exactly. Get out there, learn and burn. And that material and those websites that we mentioned, that isn't bad material, those aren't bad websites. But what it does is it encourages and makes guys dependent on a lot of hand-holding, which you can find in the community. In fact, some people prefer to do that and even get more so into that rather than actually going out and learning in the field. So, we're not like these gurus who have been doing this for over 10 or 15 years, but how do you word it? You worded it really well.
Just like you. Maybe we've been rejected more.
I've been rejected a lot.
Maybe we've had a little bit more success than you.
I've been laid a lot.
But
not as much as I've been rejected, but I have been laid a lot.
That's just the experience that we all must take. If you're always thinking, I'm an RAFC or I'm an AFC, you will always be an AFC. At one point, you've got to come to the mindset of, I'm a 10. Wow.
I mean,
I'm a 10. Think about it. Think about the connotation.
Think about having top 10 games.
How would a 10 react?
Yeah.
How would a 10 respond when that beautiful woman walks by? Those 10 beautiful women walk by. How would a 10 react? No worries. I'm a 10.
10.
I am a 10. I have 10 game.
I have 10 game.
How is a person with 10 game going to respond?
Say they'll last just as the time bell rings. Good night. Now it's time to go home. Then he makes it fast with one more thing. We are the Sultans